what about the Sunrisers Hyderabad fans? When they have a look at their unit now, they will know that obviously with the players that they retained, they were happy from that point of view. They put together a squad that didn't have too many questions. They brought in some different foreigners, different overseas players, didn't they? And perhaps the acquisition of getting someone like Ridhiman Saha is what Anil pointed out is so crucial, because you made sure that Rashid Khan was coming back to the Orange Army. So there, when you look at the Sunrisers Hyderabad squad, you feel like they have really done their homework.
Oh, they have. I mean, they definitely wanted Rashid Khan. We knew that. Every franchise knew that. And, you know, to get Rashid Khan and then Saha, because you needed a wicket keeper. They had Namanoja all these years. So they have invested in Saha, who's the best keeper. You know, to have that, and then I think, you know, in terms of their batting, they've reinforced with Manish Pandey there and Yusuf Pathan. Shakib and Rashid will be an interesting choice if they play together.
And that was a big story, wasn't it? The bid for Manish Pandey. They went all out for Manish Pandey to get him there. So you're going to have David Warner, Shikhar Dhawan and Manish Pandey to control the top half of your innings.
Absolutely. You look at this team and it's not the scariest team, but it looks like a very effective team. It looks like a team that can do well in all types of conditions. They've got fast bowlers, they've got good spinners as well, and they've got good players who play spin well. So even when they go away, when they go to the likes of Chennai and KKR, they have the kind of players who can do well outside of outside of Hyderabad. So they have a good team. They've got a genuine keeper for the likes of Rashid Khan. They need a good keeper there. So I think it's a well thought out team. They've got backups. All in all, I think they've done a really good job at the auction.
Dino invested in a couple of, obviously, all-rounders, part-timers, Yusuf Pathan, Shakib Al Hasan, Deepak Hooda, who will fill in those roles. But the most amount of variety in the bowling, because you knew Bhuvi was going to be there, how well he controls his innings, how well he puts it together. But again, with Bhuvi and getting Rashid Khan back means that you've got your match winners back in your bowling unit.
Yeah, there's one guy that I've been so impressed with over the last couple of years has been Bhuvi. He's gone from a 125 bowler to punching 140 kilometres an hour, and he's got better, stronger, more confident. When they won the IPL, they had the Bhuvi, Mustafiz and Rashid. Now they don't have that one-name bowler next to Bhuvi a little bit. Yeah, sure, they've got Chris Jordan, but I've seen him being whacked a little bit when under a bit of pressure. So I think they're just lacking one more key bowler, overseas bowler for me. But geez, but by gee, do they bat deep? They really. But Rashid Khan could easily bat at 6 if you want. But one guy really has got a lift, and that's Shakib Al Hasan. He hasn't done a lot over the last couple of IPLs. He hasn't taken not many runs, and he's got to start to take a few wickets. But he's a class act. There's no doubt about that. But let's see how he goes and fits into this team. But it's a pretty good team for me. That's very, very well balanced and well thought out. And they had a very, very successful auction. I think they were prepared and planned better than most, I reckon, in this, and they've done very well.
Planned it out, made sure that you have a lot of options on the bench. And the players that you've gone big for example, to get Rashid Khan back in the ranks, he's had a pretty good year. Even in the Big Bash, he's had a good year. It's kind of, he's blossomed under the tutelage of perhaps playing in the Sunrisers. It's going to be a very exciting auction for him, because every other batsman opposition just know what a threat he is.
Oh, he is, and the advantage that he brings in is he's quick through the air and the trajectory is low, so you can't really, you know, go at him hard. And first of all, you need to pick him. So that's the first, thing for a batsman. So he's done really well. He's a good wicket-taking option in the middle, and like Dino mentioned, they have the batting to pack a punch. I mean, Kane Williamson, is someone who I really rate high, and it all depends on who their four. Foreign options are. I mean, to start with, probably Warner, Rashid, Kane Williamson, Shakib. They also have the Brathwaite and the Stanlake. So if they want a fast bowler, they could possibly look at him as well.
And Rashid just loves this guy next to us, guy. He's been sending us tweets and little text messages. And just to let you know, for people who want to know more about this boy, Rashid Khan, he's got 6 other brothers that also bowl leg spin.
Dino,
6 other brothers that can bowl leg spin. So
you can have one for each franchise.
One for every month. So look, it's great. It's
Dino
great for
has
Afghanistan.
done his scouting for the next time that he takes over teams.
You
So
have
just
to.
imagine, 6 teams would be sorted if they had one of each. Just imagine how much fun that would be. What they've also done is they always invest in a lot of Indian talent, don't they? They fill up their bench with Indian talent. Now they've, of course, given Siddharth Kaul that responsibility once again of leading because they flourish. Indian talent team seems to flourish under the Sunrisers ranks.
I think another cricketer they've invested in, Syed Khalil Ahmed. I think he's an interesting pick. They don't have Mustafizur Rahman, but I think this guy can fill in the boots. I think he's someone who bowls similar pace, and he's got that off cutter, the same kind that he bowls. Also, he's got a brilliant yorker and a slow bouncer. So he's been very impressive throughout the domestic season. Zach rates him really highly. He was a DD last year. I think that's an interesting pick. They've got Sachin Baby from RCB. They've got Mohammad Nabi. They've got Ricky Bui, is a very interesting player. They've reinvested in Tanmay Agarwal, who's played for Hyderabad. So they've got a lot of domestic.
Basil Tumpy is there, yeah.
Yeah, they've got a lot of guys who've done well at domestic level. So they've got a lot of replacements and a very interesting proposition.
And that's what they've done actually, and you do tend to, because in the Indian Premier League, you tend to give responsibilities to your Indian players and the unknown quantity very, very early on. That's something Sunrisers have done.
Your 7 Indian players will determine how your IPL will go. So it's very important that you get your best 7 players to be performing in the IPL. So I think Sunrisers have done well there. They have some backups in young talent as well, like Abhishek mentioned. And Siddharth Kaul is someone who performed for them last year, so they've reinvested in Siddharth Kaul. So I think overall, they have done a good job.
Chinks in the armour, Tino.
The Khalil, what did he go for? What was his price?
I think 3.3.
A wonderful story, folks, is that his father didn't want him to play cricket at all, and he actually practiced a lot without his mother and dad knowing. And now he's picked up 3 crore. I bet his mum and dad are quite happy now, I can assure you. But look, I think they're a fantastic team. There are a couple of little chinks here and there, but I'm going to give them a 9 out of 10 for me. I think they're a very, very good team.
Yeah, I would agree with Dino, 9 out of 10.
Now
And we
you're
all
under pressure.
agree.
Stop the press.
There were no percentages, there were no point. Every single one of my experts here have given Sunrisers Hyderabad 9 out of 10, which means, according to our experts, Sunrisers Hyderabad are winning this before IPL based
On paper they are.
No.
On paper they are.
Yeah, I mean,
They'll make the playoffs.
this is all about, I think so. I think they have the team to do that.